Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Behind me is the brand new Kia EV4, the hatchback version. As you probably saw last week, I was in Basel and I reviewed the brand new EV4 Fastback. This time is the time for the hatchback version, and I'm here in Spain in a beautiful area with a beautiful car. And I did the test drive. I have a separate video with the car. If you want to see the test drive, definitely check out that video because it's really interesting. There are a few things that really impress me about this EV4 when it comes to driving. So those three are like sound insulation, suspension, it's gorgeous, and also the ride quality, which is extremely smooth and nice. And I really recommend you to check out that video as well to get more information about it. Now in this video I will try to be quick and fast, and I will try to present you, I will try to make a short walk around, but as soon as I get the car for more time, I will come with more details, more in-depth review, but I try to cover the most important facts and functions about the car. And first of all, the most important is the fact that they offer it, as you probably know, in two versions, fastback and hatchback. And also they offer with two batteries, 81.4 and 58.3 kilowatt hour. Very important, the same powertrain, one electric motor installed on the front, 204 horsepower for both versions. But what is interesting is that the smaller battery has a faster 0 to 100 than the bigger battery. It's 7.4 seconds for the smaller battery and 7.7 for the bigger battery. The charging speed, although it's faster on the bigger battery, 135 in DC and 100 in DC for the smaller battery. Also very important, top speed identical, 170 km/h. The thing that I want to point out in this video, and I want to talk a little bit more about the hatchback because we have it here and I think it's much more practical and more interesting, and if I have to choose a model between those two, I will definitely go for the hatchback. That's why I want to talk a little bit more about the hatchback, and I will present you the hatchback in this video. But other comparison, and this is the last one that I want to do between the fastback and the hatchback, is the drag coefficiency, which on the fastback it's better, 0.23. On the hatchback it's 0.27. So that's really important when it comes to range, because if you want to have the maximum range for this from this EV4, you should go for the fastback, which is 633 kilometer VLTP, and on the hatchback it's around 625 kilometers. So it's a small difference, around 8 kilometers. So it's not big deal, even though on the numbers, if you look at the drag coefficiency, the fastback look much better. When it comes to the suspension, it's basically identical, and the battery identical, the motors are identical, it's just the shape of the car. And it comes with a very good suspensions. It has independent McPherson on the front and multi-link on the rear, but the bushings and the quality of the elements of the parts are really good, and I saw them and I can show you some images. So the bushings are different, are much better quality, so they put very good high quality pieces on the car. So the bushing in general, normally you have some rubber around that metal, but this one, around the rubber they put some oil in order to take all the vibrations and all that imperfections from the road and when you're riding, and also the noise. And when you ride the car, when you go over the bumps, over the hops, you will feel how good and how quality it is. But yeah, more about that, check out the test drive because there I talk a little bit more. Now I want to talk a little bit about the space in the trunk on this hatchback because I have it right here. It's 435 liters, and if you fold down the seats completely, it will go up to 1,415 liters. So pretty fine. Not the biggest one, but what they focus more, they focus on the space inside the car and not in the trunk, even though I think it's more than enough space also in the trunk. You have the wheelbase, 2.82 meters. The wheelbase, the difference between the front and rear wheel, it's much more larger. That means you have much more space inside the car for the passenger, and you have a better stability at high speed and also in curves, which is really important. And I talk about that in the test drive, so definitely check out that video. 10.9 meter turning circle, the same on all versions. Same basically platform as we have it on the EV3 is the EGMP, that the electric global modular platform from Kia, a very good platform, and it's built basically on the same platform. The charging speed, 11 kilowatt in AC for all versions. For the bigger battery you have in DC 135 kilowatt. On the smaller battery you have 100 kilowatt in DC. Doesn't look much, but I think it's more than enough. Other than that, the weight of the car on the hatchback, you have 1,890 kilograms for the bigger battery and 1,805 kilograms for the smaller battery. So in general, guys, those are the most important technical data information. Now I want to talk a little bit about the car, even though there are much more people around here coming and coming. So I try my best. That's why in the first video that I did here, I tried to move really quick in order to manage to cover everything. So anyway, let me turn around the camera and let's talk a little bit about the car. Although I just want to turn on the lights first in order to see it a little bit better. I want to show you and I want to talk a little bit about the lights. From here you turn on the lights, and also you have this stalk for gear selector. I want to put the contact, and we will talk also about the multimedia because it comes with some new interesting features. And not only the multimedia, but also the key and the connectivity to the phone have been improved. They have a new app, an app that's more and more the same as Tesla app. That means you can also summon the car from the phone. You can also unlock the car with the phone. You can be in Spain like we are right now or in another country, and then if you want to give the car to someone to drive it, you can send it to the mobile and he can drive the car without the key. And more functions like that, like using the climatic system, see where is the car, send the direction to the navigation directly. So that become more smarter and smarter with this new application. And yeah, we will talk about them as soon as I get the car. Now, I'm happy that I have the hatchback here because I didn't have time to review it, even though the fastback I did already in Basel. To be honest, I like much more the hatchback back end, let's say like that. It looks much more attractive and very aggressive, and to be honest, it's really beautiful. The back end, it's gorgeous, and I like this new design language with Kia. I use it also on the new EV3, also on this new EV4. We can see it also on EV9, so they kind of use the same design language on all models and all lineup of electric cars now. It's much more rich, and let's don't forget that will come Kia EV2, will come EV5, and we are waiting also something very small electric for the city, which Kia and with all the lineup. So no matter which kind of car you want to buy electric, on which category, on which class, you can come at Kia to choose from. But in general, I would say the exterior design look extremely good, extremely beautiful, nice lines. Here we have the GT line version, by the way. It comes as a base version and it comes as a GT line. The GT line version have those 19-inch rims with different design on the rims than the basic version. The basic version comes with 17 up to 19, but those are the 19 ones. I think it fits very nice. It has a lot of black glossy insertion on the car, and you can see down there on the down skirt around the wheels, these arches are black glossy, where on the basic version it comes with plastic from recycled materials. We will talk about that as soon as I get that car as well. It comes also with black glossy around the windows on the wheels. Those are also coming on the GT line version, and also in the front you can see the bumper on the lower end, it's in black glossy, a little bit different, and also this area it's paint in the same color as the car, where on the basic version it's matte, it's basically black matte. But other than that, it looks quite attractive. The front end is basically the same also on the hatchback, but also on the fastback. So no difference here when it comes to the front end, when it comes to the headlamps. This version have 360 degrees camera. That means you can see right here the front camera, Kia badge, black glossy, 6 sensors on the front, by the way. Also down here some black glossy insertion. This area on the down bumper, it's a little bit more extended and it looks aggressive and interesting. Here's the radar for all the safety features, emergency brake, autopilot, highway drive assist 2.0 they call it, and it comes also in combination with the camera from above there on the windshield. It works together with all the autopilot. And now new, we have also lane changing assist, so the car comes also with lane changing assist automatically. So yeah, those have been improved more and more. And of course the only grill, it's down here where you can see it's active cooling. That means it has those clappers that are closing and opening inside there to allow the air to go to the radiator to cool down different parts. So quite smart. And also it looks good. Very nice integration of the headlamps. This is the daytime running light, which will also turn in the hazard light. Here is the headlamps, which are unique. They still keep this interesting design that we see on EV9. Really unique, really cool. That stand out a lot. On the side, you probably already saw those black glossy protection areas, which are glossy here on the GT line, but from recycled material plastic on the normal base version. 6 sensors, by the way, on the front as on the rear as well. Those are the 19-inch rims, and yeah, the rims are special for the GT line. You will find it also only on the GT line. The other version have different rims, and if you want more economy, you can also change it, switch it to 17.1. Ventilated brake discs on the front, and on the rear the car comes also with normal brake discs, so nothing changed, just they are a little bit smaller, don't need too much brake power on the rear. Other than that, if you look from the side, what is interesting, it's basically a hatchback, right? But if you look in the back there, they kind of extend it a little bit. Usually you would expect to end around here, so if we end around here, it will be kind of a Golf, but it's extended a little bit more, so that allow them to have more space in the trunk and also inside. But the most important thing is the difference between the wheels. 2 m 82 cm, that allow you to have more space inside for the passengers, and also better stability at high speed and in curves. We will talk about that in the test drive video. But also very interesting is the way they design the windows, because they extend it a little bit more in the back. They kind of ended up square here, which allow you to have good visibility and interesting design. And also you have this black band that goes across the upper roof, which make the car quite unique and interesting. And even the radio antenna, it's somehow installed a little bit more in the back in black glossy, and you have the spoiler in black glossy, quite aggressive, quite sporty, quite nice. Brake light, and what is interesting, the car doesn't have right here the wiper for the windows. They have installed it here under this spoiler, which is very smart, because in this way they can improve the aerodynamic and the look much more cleaner, much more nicer in the back of the car. Another thing that I want to show you in the front, the windows have a different shape and interesting shape, like in an SUV, so that allows you to have a good visibility, and we will talk about that as we go there in the front. In the back, these tail lights, it's LED, turning signal here, full LED, everything is LED, nice integration, nice design. Here you have the camera, which they install a little bit higher, it's not more on the lower end. In this way you cannot make it dirty so easy, which is good. LED lights on the number plate. Down here, 6 sensors on the rear, some light reflector here, EV4 writing and GT line, so you know which version it is. And of course with black glossy, the bumper on the back end and the air diffusing design here look really interesting. And here is, by the way, the fog lamp. And I want to show you also the fog lamp and the hazard light. We can also turn them on from here, and fog lamp, so you can see the way they look. And by the way, the sound of the door, it's really good. I mean, the quality of the doors, really impressive. I mean, the sound, it's really good. And also the handle, when you touch it, it feels good quality. This is the turning signal. This is how it looks, full LED. This is the fog lamp down here, and the way they look from the distance. So quite good, cool stuff. And I'm done with the exterior. The only thing that I want to show you, okay, black glossy on the GT line around the windows. And another thing that I like is the leg of the mirror, which is small and nice integrated in order to give you a good visibility from the interior. Black glossy here on the mirror, LED light turning signal, and here are the camera for 360 degrees camera. Here's the blind spot light monitoring, very interesting design on the mirror. It's very sporty. And here is the charging port, and as I said, 135 kilowatt in DC for bigger battery, 100 kilowatt in DC for the small battery. And the car have vehicle to load, vehicle to grid, and vehicle to home, so you can send electricity to other electronics from the battery, which is very important. And in the front, when you turn on the hazard light, you can see it's replacing the daytime running light. So that's it. And this is the way it looks also with the headlamps on from the front. Anyway, I want to show you under the hood, and you will probably expect from an electric car these days to have some storage space under the trunk, right? So sadly, to tell you, it doesn't have a storage space here in the front, even though in the back have plenty of space. Here you don't have an extra space. Here you have the liquid for the wiper, liquid for the cooling brake. Here's the 12-volt battery. Here is the fuse box, and there are the high voltage electronics with the orange cables, because the car, it's a front wheel drive. You have also the electric motor right there in the front somewhere. Now let's go in the trunk. I want to show you also the entrance in the trunk. And as I said a little bit earlier, I find it much more practical on the hatchback version because you have this huge entrance. Even though if you look at the numbers in liters, you will find that the fastback is somehow bigger, but here, because you have this entrance square, it's much more practical to fit in a lot of stuff. And it comes also with this protection for the trunk, which I will take it out to show you how it looks inside. It has some plastic at the entrance here. You have the possibility to adjust the floor, so you can leave it like that where it's almost flat, or you can put it all the way low, and you have some storage space down here where you can put different items. And you can see right now you have also this one. This is vehicle to load, where you can send electricity to other cars, electronics, for example, or cars. Here you have small storage space, more storage space, LED light, some hooks in the corners, and up here you have the button to close the trunk electrically. It comes with electric lift gate. Anyway, let me take this out to show you how it looks also with the seat folded down. This is the entrance without that protection in the trunk. It's quite square, quite big, I would say. Yeah, without any problem, you can go in holiday. If you have a kid, you can take your luggage without any problem. Now, if you want to fold down the seats, you have to do it 60-40. You cannot fold down the middle part. But once you want to fold it down, you can fold it very easy from here. Just press this and push it forward. And once you do that, you have almost a flat floor, so you can carry different items here without any problem. And yeah, for me, guys, I told you, it's much more practical to have the hatchback than the fastback, and I will definitely go for this version, even though I will give up a little bit. 8 kilometers, not a big deal. But yeah, from my point of view, pretty practical. And if you go from the side, what is important is the fact that because the car is a little bit longer extended, you have also a bigger entrance here from the side. It's really, really big. And this is the way it looks from the back. This is also the way it looks from this angle. And of course, you have a nice transition here, and also down on the legs. You have plenty of space, and you have a flat floor, which is really, really useful. Now, let me put back the seat, and then we can also check the space inside the car. But first I want to close the trunk. Here on the rear, even though in the front it comes with double glass, the rear have single glass, but the sound insulation from my test was really good. Also, surprisingly, everywhere on the upper side, even in the front, even on the rear, you have soft material here. Here you have soft leather, so everywhere inside the car it's ecological leather, so they use a lot of recycled material, and of course ecological leather on the seats, also on the base version, also on this version GT line. Here you have soft leather. I love the fact that they add these plastics here. You have the buttons, which feel great. Free position heated seats on the rear, some storage space for your drink, and Harman Kardon sound system. Very good sound system. I tested a little bit earlier and it sounds good. GT line on a plate here, look good. And this is the entrance, huge as I said before. And look how much space you have, huge amount of space. And I will show you in a second. Those are the seats on the GT line version. On the base version, you have the same area down here, almost not the same design, but same quality material, same ecological leather, but from here up you have textile material in gray. I'll try to show you that version as well. But they look good, they are bright, they are heated, they are perforated, and you have also ease of fix. You can install 2 child seats. Here you have the armrest, by the way, with 2 cup holders, pretty good quality. And this is the key, by the way. And you have also the summon. You can summon the car forward and backward. I can show you in a separate video, which is super cool. So yeah, the key was here. Anyway, and I like the fact that here it's quite flat, so even for a third person can sit here without any problem. What I want to show you right now, because I want to set the seat in my driving position. Now it's too much on the front, and I want to check the space in the trunk as well. So this is it. I think this is my driving position. I'm 173 centimeters, so you can see exactly right now how much space I have. So if I go inside here, look at this, behind myself, I have huge amount of space, man. It's huge, not big, huge amount of space. That's why I told you this area for the rear passenger, it's really big. And also somehow they designed these seats in the back a little bit higher in the front, so you don't have too much space down here on your knees. So you find your position relatively fast, relatively good. Also on the head, I have like 5-6 fingers, good visibility outside, pretty fine. And good sound insulation. I basically don't hear nothing from outside. Up here you have some LED. The roof, by the way, you have this textile material handle hook, and here normally come with the panoramic glass roof, optional. And I did a test drive with panoramic glass roof. Check out that video to see how it looks. Here you have the vents, you have some storage space, and here you have USB-C. USB-C, very useful. And going in the middle, because you don't have a transmission tunnel, you can play with your legs without any problem. Storage space, leg space is great. And also on the head, I have like 4 fingers and stretch my hand completely left and right without any problem. So from my point of view, it's quite fine. I mean, the space is really good. The layout of the dashboard, by the way, let me turn it on. It's very identical with EV3. It looks really good. Why would you change something that looks futuristic, new, modern, and nice? I like the combination of white with black. Very good quality materials. The steering wheel look great and modern. And yeah, on the multimedia system is basically the same, but with a few changes, which I want to show you as we go there. But overall, it looks quite fine. This is the handle, by the way, very good quality. As you touch, everything you touch, like the handles and the buttons, they feel quite good quality. Here in the front, we have a window from one piece, and as I said, in the front you have double glass, so that will improve the sound insulation. Here on the door, good quality material, soft material. Here you have ambient light this time, ecological leather here and here. This is the handle. Here on the, you know, they use a lot of physical button, which is fantastic because it's easy to change different settings. And here on the door you have heated seats, free position, ventilated seats, free position, heated steering wheel, save button. And here in this area you have the buttons for lock, window lock, child lock. You have the window button, electric adjustable windows and mirrors, some storage space here, not huge but relatively good, and you have the speaker Harman Kardon. Aluminum pedals on the GT line version, and here you have the GT line as an entrance. Plus the seats, guys, they're electric adjustable, but not only that, from here you can also choose the relaxed position. So you put it in relaxed position, the seats will go all the way on the back, so you have a relaxed position when you're charging the car, for example. When you are at the charging station, you can use this function and you can put it back by the press of the button. Otherwise, you can adjust the lumbar position and every single other electric adjustments. This is the way it looks in the front. And those are the seats on the GT line version. I love the headrest, by the way, so soft and pleasant. It looks really interesting. Then you have GT line here, side support in leather, ecological leather, pretty bright and comfy. They're perforated, heated and ventilated. They're comfy. I drive it yesterday and they're super comfy. Electronic handbrake, physical button, open the trunk, and traction control, physical button, a little bit higher, soft material here. There are the vents. Here in the middle, you have the center console where you can charge wireless your phone. You have 2 cup holders which you can close them if you want to, and some storage space under the center console. Now, let me go inside. Visibility around the windows, as I said, because they have this shape window, interesting. You have very good visibility outside. The A-pillar, it's quite small, so you have a good visibility. Also, very good visibility in the mirrors and around the windows, even in the back there. Have relatively good, maybe a little bit of blind spot in the corners. But what I was surprised to see when I test drove it yesterday, in this you have a very good visibility in the back. In the mirror you have a good visibility, and the mirror it's quite nice and pretty big. Here in the center, armrest in leather, white. Yeah, basically it's ecological leather. Some storage space here in the front, some physical button here. Again, a lot of physical button for important features like auto hold. This one is for the cameras. So you have 360 degrees camera on the GT line version if you have this option. You don't have only this option, but also when you turn the signal left and right, you can see the cameras around here. Now it's not working because you have to be in the drive mode, but yeah, usually you can see it also on the cockpit. You have the front cameras from above, side, front, and rear. side, and it's cool. I mean, it's so useful, and 3D. Quite nice. And then you have the parking sensor, downhill assist. You have also here USB-C for charging, for connectivity, USB-C 12-volt port, 180-volt outlet, and storage space in the glove box. Good quality here and here. Here are the vents. You can adjust them easy, and you have the volume wheel. And I know many people complain about the climatic system screen, 5-inch screen here separate for climatic system, where you can change the temperature, for example. You can put it on driver only, you can choose the position and so on. It's always stay on display, but you can also choose from here to set higher vents, lower vents, or you can also turn it off completely from here, which is extremely useful. I mean, you have also the temperature, so I mean, you have also the modes, so I mean, I don't know, you can also use those one. You don't have to go there necessarily while you're driving, so it's fine. Here is the hazard light button, physical button, perfectly positioned. The stalk, I want to show you, this is one of the most important, because I think it's the best position to have a gear selector is here, because you're having your hands like this, you're going down really fast. It's much more easier than going up here to stretch your hand more. So it's quite cool. Drive, reverse, and park. And steering wheel, it's one of my favorite piece of art in this car. Love the shape, flat up and down, great grip, good quality material, nice design. Here physical button for autopilot and all the driving features. Here you have physical button for different driving modes. And then here you have some pedals here to change the recuperation mode. I talk about that in the test drive video. Check it out to see more. And the screen, which is basically the same as you find on the EV3. You can kind of configure it, what you like to see in the middle. Like you see the driver assistance systems, you can see the consumption on the last trips, and tire pressure and different other infos, and also the navigation directions and so on. Good. And yeah, I don't want to go too much in detail, because as soon as I get the car I will go in more and more detail. It comes with a head-up display directly on the windshield, which is great, so you can see right there in the front. Great brightness, even though the sun is hitting from the front, you still have a good visibility. Here on the multimedia system there are so many things to say. I don't know if I can go in all details right now, but as soon as I get more time with the car I will go into more detail, and I will have a multimedia system review for sure, so stay close for that one. Very important, you have all those shortcuts down here. I don't know if you see them integrated in this plastic area, where you have setup here. For example, you go into setup, the most important settings. You have also here the start, the save button, you have the media, you have also the search button, you have map, and you have home, so you can go directly to home. Then you have the navigation system, which you probably see it also on EV3. It works relatively quick, it's loading fast, and a new collaboration with Google Maps, so you have all the point of interest on the Google, from Google here on the map, which is very important. Over, I think, 1 million point of interest or something like that. You can find it here. Plus, of course, you can find all the charging stations if you go right here around you, so you can navigate to charging stations super quick and super easy, which is very convenient. So yeah, quite cool stuff. And it's working really fast. Yesterday I used it here in Spain, where I didn't drive too much, and I set the navigation, so I drive on the roads. I understand it very good, very clear. So yeah, it's a great navigation system, but it's basically the same. Then you have the media, you have the EV, and probably wondering why you see this interesting, strange design on those, yeah, widgets. Is because you have 3 different design: Disney Plus, Marvel, and Kia. So you can change how you like to have the graphic and the layout. Here on the EV, you have all the information on the batteries. You can see right here also the consumption, electricity use and consumption. You can see the charging settings. You can change from here all the charging station vehicle to load, how much energy you want to give maximum. Then you have the settings for battery conditioning. So you can precondition, preheat the battery. You have utility mode here, smart recuperation. You have plug and charge, so you will be able to just plug the car and then charge without being needed to find the app and put your card, credit card, and so on. So they will have collaboration with a lot of charging stations in the future. E-pedal, like one pedal drive, and EV route planner. You can change here with how much to arrive at the destination. So it can calculate for you when you go farther away. The car will calculate for you on the map, for example, where you have to stop, for how long you have to stop, exactly as on Tesla. So if you choose a destination super far away, for example, and you don't have battery, the car will basically, let me show you, calculate for you. For example, if you want to go, I pressed by mistake the button, the shortcut button down there. But the car will basically calculate for you where you should stop and charge. For example, here, if you press set the destination, the smart thing is that the car will do it for you, and it's calculating where you should stop. You can see with blue here until where you can drive with the battery that you have. But if you go too farther away, you see right now it's showing me where I should stop, for how long I should stop, and how are the charging stations around here. So you see that, and with how many percentage you arrive there. It's so smart, so I love that. This feature is very useful on an electric car. You don't have to worry about charging stations. Then you have the phone connectivity, phone projection. YouTube, now new, we have YouTube on the car. You can watch YouTube. It has Netflix, it has also Disney Plus, it has games, and will come more application in the future, which is fantastic, and I'm happy to see that. Not many cars offer you the possibility to watch YouTube and Netflix and wherever on the car, which is so good. When you stay at charging station, you can do all those stuff. Anyway, a little bit earlier I tried and I watched some of my videos. Now maybe the internet connectivity is not so stable. We wait a little bit, but I did try it a little bit earlier and was working really good. But I guess it's not so stable right now, the connectivity. I will try a little bit later, so let me finish with all other stuff and we get back to YouTube. Entertainment here, as I said before, like games, and I think here is also the Netflix and all other apps, which are pretty cool, and it's great to have it here, like YouTube, Disney Plus, and LG channels. How cool is that? And in the future you go in apps and you can install different apps, which will be fantastic to be able to watch them and to see this in the car. Let's go to YouTube now to see how it works. Maybe this time it works. A little bit earlier I did use it and it was working really good. I think the connectivity to the internet around here is not so good, and probably that's why, but yeah, strange enough, I really used it earlier. Anyway, let's go back to home and then we will try a little bit later. Maybe it will work. Now let's go back forward. Here we have the games. By the way, it has also some games. Probably I will make a separate video where I go in all these details so you can see it in more detail. That will be really interesting. So you can see you have different games here which you can play while you're waiting. That's also quite cool, and it's something new on the car. We have settings here, for example, all the general settings. You probably already know it from vehicle, driver assistance systems. So you can go in different settings. You can set up different features and safety features. And if you go back, where is it here? You have driver assistance systems. And most of them, they are very similar with what you find on other EV3 and other Kia new cars. But yeah, and then you have the drive mode. You can configure it and change different settings, climatic system, seats, lights here, doors. So you can go and change different settings on the door. Digital key now, as I said, you can open it with your phone. You don't even need to have anymore the key. Some convenience settings, and we have like EV settings. You already saw it. I showed you earlier. Navigation settings, sound settings. Have plenty of settings on the car, so you can change a lot of features. And instrument cluster, voice recognition, display. I'm not going to go in all of them because we will lose a lot of time, but here you have general settings with date and time. They're also quite cool. And what else I want to show you? Relax mode. This is a new mode where the car go in relax position, the seats on the back and so on, the ambient light and music, weather, calendar, sport with a live sport, live scores. You can check out live scores like football, and you can see here the scores on Bundesliga, for example. If you're better, that would be super useful. And then you have also in-car payment. and all other settings. I'm not going to go in all those things. By the way, here it has ambient light, and this is sequential. It will kind of move around when you change different settings. And it has also quite nice ambient light. But as you know, will come a video, guys, so stay close to see that video with ambient light, because I know you will enjoy it, and I will show you also the night lights. Let's try one more time, and then we will end up this video. By the way, up here you have also the mirror, which is huge, with some LED light, pretty big mirror, LED lights up here, SOS button, microphones, and the mirror, you already see it. Anyway, while it's charging, we will take the conclusion really quick. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know why. I will try to make a separate video, and I'll try to make it work. But a little bit earlier, strange enough, was working quite good, to be honest. So maybe I can stop the car and return it on. Maybe, you see the sequential, and also this Marvel design. So you can choose a Marvel design, you can choose Disney design, or you can choose the normal Kia design. Let me turn it on. Let's try one more time. YouTube, maybe now it's working, or maybe we have to, wait or change the position of the car. But a little bit earlier was working. Maybe the connectivity is not working. Anyway, I will show you as soon as I get the car. I'll show you also YouTube and all that functions. But anyway, guys, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a fast, quick walk around, but as soon as I get the car for proper test drive and review, will come on the channel, so stay close to see more informations. As a first impression, after I drive it yesterday and after I see the car here, I have to tell you it's a really solid, high quality build electric car with a lot of mechanical premium parts, and it's quite nice also as a quality, interior wise, exterior wise, space is great. So definitely, if you're on the market of buying a car these days, wait until you test drive this EV4, because you might be impressed. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That will mean a lot for me. So thank you again to all of you. Thank you to all my members and everybody for being here. And yeah, we see you soon in the next one. Bye, guys.